All right, we are here. Welcome to Moxie Monday, one of my favorite nights of the week. I guess if I say one of the favorite nights of the week, I must have another one. And Friday nights are great because I don't have school the next day. I'm in kindergarten because I go to school now with my son. So I'm back in kindergarten. I'm learning so much. And so Fridays and Saturdays, I have this new joy of I don't have to wake and go to school tomorrow. So those are also my favorite nights. But tonight, Mondays are always my favorite because Moxie Monday is a time where I get to share a little bit about what I'm learning, compile it hopefully in a very easy way to absorb. I'm going to take these off. No, I'm not going to take it off. Then you'll see how tired I am. Hopefully present it in a way that's teachable, easy, and actionable. Like you're able to apply it and put it into your business. So tonight we are talking about the power of events. Now I've never led a Moxie Monday on this topic. And I started thinking, okay, I know that events are powerful. I know that like having some kind of physical, like face-to-face interaction to build community is possible and quite necessary, but what does it really mean? So in October, as we're focusing on reigniting our why, I want to bring out the power of what happens when you actually connect with our community. What happens when you allow yourself to not only show up, be engaged, but also be vulnerable enough to share your why, be vulnerable enough to show up after maybe you failed, or to be present again after you've gone MIA. I mean, that takes courage and that takes a lot of character to know, hey, I have this dream and I stumbled last week, but I'm going to get up and do it again because I belong in this team and I belong in this community and everyone is here to lift me up, not shame me for anything that I've done wrong in the past. It's just a mindset in general. It's not just with Beachbody. It's not just with Moxie. It's just in life. Like there's going to be things that you don't quite hit the mark and you might shame away from it. You feel like I don't belong here. I'm kind of on the fringe and I want to fit in, but where do I really go? That is where the power of events come to the surface when it comes to building an online business virtually. So I'm going to share my screen. I got some slides for you because I like the visual lessons. So here we go, ladies. I know I'm going to make it where it's hide the sidebar so nobody can cheat. Okay. So power of events, I don't want any of us to think that the only angle of this business is hiding behind our keyboard. Now, that's a perk, obviously, that we can hide behind our keyboard, but it's also a curse because we use that as a comfort zone, and you never grow when you're in your comfort zone. I did some research today, and I'm actually a sociology major. I'm a psych minor, sociology major. And I find it very interesting to study groups, to study sociological things, and to study what it means to feel like you're connected. And so I read that our generation specifically is drawn more to live experiences than previous generations. So much so that we have 82%. So this was a study done. Okay, these are just stats done by actually events. Events, like the online events, what is it called, where you buy your tickets, I forget what the company is called, whatever. I digress. They did a huge research on this, and they came up with these stats. They said that 82% of people in our generation, okay, like I know like we don't want to use the word millennial generation, but if you're born like from like 85 or 84, I think it's considered millennial, so you might not be on that fringe. I don't consider myself a millennial because it always had like negative connotation. So just in general, don't categorize yourself as like 2000s. Categorize yourself as, hey, if you're around 30 or 35 or younger, this includes you, okay? So 82% of that generation, which I'm in that bucket, said that they attend live experiences, festivals, parties, concerts, play dates, and that fulfills them. That makes them happy to look forward to it, which is surprising to me because as a mom of 3 young kids, I don't get out much. So I was like, I should attend live experiences more. So I did tonight. I attended a women's night of worship at my church, and it was incredible. That's actually why I was a few minutes late. But this is more than previous generations who previously did not attend live events. So I thought, well, why is that? I know why, because in my heart, it feels good to see people face to face. It feels good to have like human contact and to hug somebody and to have adult conversation. But there's more to this than just my personality or your desire to have friends in person. 69% believe that attending these live events or experiences make them more connected with people. Duh, I feel it, but this is research that proves that feeling of I feel more connected with people when I see them through live experiences. And 77% say their best memories are from an event or live experience they attended. So if we know these statistics, if we know these facts, how then can we use that and apply that to our online business? Doesn't that seem kind of contradictory? So here's where we're going with this. 72% of this generation says that they'd rather spend less on material things and more on experiences. And I saw that stat and I thought, okay, well, I'm offering in my business, I'm offering kind of a material thing, but how can I create an experience for my customer or my coach where they would be willing to invest in the product and the experience? How can I create a culture where it feels like they are walking through a live event, an experience where they feel connected, engaged, emotionally attached? I think that's it's a craft, truly. Not one that I have perfected, but it's one now that I'm thinking through my brain, okay, how do I then personally attend live events, make that a priority? How do I get my team to attend these live experiences so they get the benefit of it? And why is that even helpful for my business? How is that going to help me grow towards the dreams and goals that I have? So one, you're not going to feel so lonely. Maybe you don't feel lonely, but some days you might. Some days I do. Because some days when you're a keyboard warrior doing your thing, hiding behind your computer and figuring out like what you're going to do when your boss yells at you, or how to finish the laundry, or your dog just pooped in the house, I don't know. You might feel some dark, sad, lonely days, right? But you don't have to. You don't have to, because not only is Beachbody here for you, but Moxie is here for you, and your uplines team is here for you. But unless you step out and are willing to attend these events, whether it's physical or virtual, then I feel like you will always feel on the fringe and you'll feel like you don't quite fit in. But that's not on us, because our hands are open wide to say, we want you to tell us about your life. We want you to tell us what you're going through. We want you to tell us what you're excited about, what's going well in your life. And the moments that aren't going so well in your life, we also want to know about them. Because yes, this is a team full of entrepreneurs. This is a team full of women who are growing a business, but this is also a sisterhood that I thrive in, that I feel fulfilled in, that I feel connected to. So if you have that bottled up, that's also something that you can figure out and then gift to somebody else. How much more confident could you feel about inviting people to your team if you yourself experience what it feels like to be supported by a community of coaches and like-minded people in a sisterhood? You then can help other people feel like they belong. So you could attend and host live events without compromising your priorities, because there are quarterly events with Beachbody. There are annual events with Beachbody. There are these retreats that we host in our teams. And so you can still maintain your priorities and your responsibilities of home and work. They don't have to conflict. They can actually have the same goal and the same mission in mind. And you're able to stay sane as an adult and parent, hopefully, because you're able to take care of yourself, serve other people, and still connect live events through live experiences. So, have you heard of Brené Brown? Okay, so she is a social scientist who has written several #1 New York Times bestsellers, and one of which focuses on belonging. Okay, it's called Daring Greatly. It just came out. And I was listening to this audio, and she gives so much information about developing a culture of belonging, and it's all based on vulnerability. And this is a quote from her that I wanted to share. It says, "True belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in both being a part of something and standing alone in the wilderness. True belonging does not require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are." I love that. I love when I read this, I love how it makes me feel. I love how I recognize that in order for me to to belong, let's say, to belong to Moxie, to belong to this mission, it's not that I ever have to change who I am. It's that I'm supposed to be who I am. And because of that, our community will be even better. And that is really awesome. That is a really, really great place to be. So I'm not sure if you have ever heard of Maslow's, how do you say it? Maslov. Hierarchy need, this hierarchy pyramid of need. What is it called? Guys, I'm struggling. This is a solid Moxie Monday PowerPoint with a not so solid articulate presenter. So if you just look at this pretty chart, you're going to figure it out, because I cannot figure out what it's called. The hierarchy of need, I believe, is what my brain is trying to communicate to me. But here you see the base. Yeah, Chrissy's like going to type it in and say what's going on. The base here is the physiological needs. That's your survival, your physical needs. First and foremost, your fight or flight is going to come in, and you are going to figure out how to survive. You are going to meet your physical needs first. It's by default. You're going to feed yourself. You're going to go to the bathroom. You're going to drink water. You're going to do these things to help you survive. The next need that you have as a human is finding that sense of safety and security. So you know the boundaries. You know in what capacity you are to survive. And that's the biggest, greatest need of a human. And what's interesting, ladies, is the third biggest need of a human, of us, is to belong to something and to have peer support. The third greatest need. I think that's a huge responsibility that we have. Not just opportunity that we have, but responsibility that we have to welcome people into this coach community, into our team, into our group, into our fitness challenges, into our coaching environment. Because I've experienced the feelings of building new friendships and feeling, successful and being celebrated. And it's a gift that we could give to others. So it should amp up that level of confidence you have in saying, hey, I'm really serving people here by inviting them to this coach sneak peek. I'm really serving people here, even if it's outside of my comfort zone. I'm really gifting them something that can meet a need in their life. Okay? So can hosting events and attending events help your business? Yes. Yes, they can. I'm so glad that you asked that. Truly, I asked that because you could see it on the cheat sheet on the slide. One, you make real life connections. This is middle school or elementary school level information, okay? Like, we know real life connections is important, but if we truly believe that, why do we then still hide? Why do we then still not show up for team calls? Why do we still not show up for Super Saturdays? Why do we still question whether we should go to Summit? Why do we still wonder if it's important for us to go to that live workout in a local gym that one of the Beachbody master trainers are having? Or why do we think it's not important for us to host our own events at our house, or figure out how to create a team dinner with our developing team, or how to have a retreat? I'm having a retreat at my house. Okay, because I want this sense of connection. Yes, it's important. And if it really is important, if we understand that's the third greatest need that we have as humans, then I want us to take it up a level. This is a virtual business, but it doesn't take out the fact that we're human beings and we're meant to do life together through live experiences as well. That human touch, that hug, that eye-to-eye contact, that girl, me too, I know, I'm with you, I know how you feel. There's a level of emotion and empathy that comes when you're actually sitting beside somebody and not just thinking, well, she doesn't really know that I'm not present because I'm sitting here on my phone and I'm chatting away, and I'm not going to, it is so important for us to have these live experiences as Moxie. So don't hide behind your keyboard. Don't, say that you're going to be engaged when you're not. And I mean, I'm one to have a limited amount of time. I work this part-time. And so I have this desire to go to every single, post in Moxie, and go to every single post in Dynasty United, and go to all of your amazing coach posts that you've made this week. And I have a desire to read them all and comment and encourage you. But I can't do that 24 hours a day because of my other responsibilities. So that's the way that I think, okay, how can I then continue to support and encourage these people that I love so much when I'm not able to be 24/7 their best cheerleader. And so I don't want that pressure on you to say, well, I'm not trying to hide behind my keyboard, Laura, and I can't be at every single team call. And Laura, I can't be at every single live event. And I don't want you to think I'm not committed. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I know that level of effort that's given is directly reflected in what you're achieving in your business. If you're not showing up, you start to feel a little disconnected, could equal discouragement, could equal self-doubt, could equal you going MIA, could equal you saying, well, this just isn't for me. But do you realize what catapulted that series of lies was the first choice you made not to show up to a team event? Do you see how dangerous that is? So you disconnecting from this community is the first step in showing me and showing your upline that you're really not serious, that you're really not into it, that your why really isn't that important. This is not no shame. This is just an honest evaluation of from time and time and time and time again, from months on out, I miss you. And if you haven't been showing up for a while, come back to us because we are here to hold you and to encourage you. So also that live experience brings accountability to life, and it also can increase this sense of responsibility to your team. You'll realize there's actual people behind these goals that we talk about. There's actual lives changing when you show up and send that extra invite. There's actual people being blessed when you encourage somebody to do the workout that day because they lose that 5 pounds and they're feeling more confident. When you understand the impact you make by showing up, whether it's virtual events or live events, I think there's a sense of responsibility that could increase our self-discipline for sure. But Laura, I'm not a planner person. I'm not going to host an event in my house. I mean, I don't even know anybody local. I get it. How about this? How about you leverage Beachbody hosted events? How about you leverage in-person team events when they come around? How about you leverage your own circle? I'm sure that you have friends. I'm sure that you have people at your church or moms in your network or coworkers that you can get connected with and do a workout. I mean, push play together. You don't have to lead a workout. You need to leverage team calls. You need to leverage the team page. This community was created to make an impact, and it has a very clear mission to help everybody involved to love, fast, and live slow. That is the roots in why we are existent. That is the roots of who we are and what I strive to communicate in all angles of Moxie. But you have to show up for yourself and for this team, and then you will feel connected. But I'm just too busy. Look, the feeling of not belonging is not because of missed goals, absence of leaderboards, or infrequent comments. So for me, I know some people tend to be on the fringe of Moxie because they're like, I'm just kind of a part-time coach, and this is kind of a hobby, so I'm not really like the core of Moxie, so I'm just going to come over here, and it doesn't really matter if I show up because they don't really care. I'm telling you now, I care. And just because you might have missed a goal, just because you're not at the top of the leaderboards, and just because you might not comment as often as other people, it doesn't mean that you're less important. It doesn't mean that you're less desirable of a coach. It doesn't mean that you're less capable or qualified. But it does mean your feeling of belonging is not going to magically happen unless you make effort. I want you to understand, as an adult, as a woman, as a professional, we want you to be engaged and connected because of the science that I just showed you of understanding not only will you belong, but your team will belong, and you'll have a good, strong root system. You'll be grounded, and you'll have a good platform to develop this empire and this dream that you have. Okay? Does that make sense? But I don't even have a team yet. Laura, you keep on talking about this team. Like, if I connect, then my team will connect. I don't even have a team yet. First, my encouragement to you, why not? Start one. Talk about coaching, this business, our team. You add one coach to your team this month. You've been probably talking about it for a long time. Find one person to add to your team, and then make it 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then maybe in 6 months, you'll have 5. It compounds over time. You just have to believe in it so much that you are excited about helping people belong to something bigger than themselves. Second, be the active and engaged coach you would want to duplicate. So you might not have a team yet, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to mentally create that habit of showing up and being a giver and committing and being connected to this source of life, connected to this river. Because if you are just over here, doing your own thing, that's perfectly fine if you're plugged into a strong support system and you're plugged into personal development. But at any second, if you feel alone, my question to you is this: where you been? Are you connected with what's going on over here? And if you're not, then you should be. Welcome back. Okay, so here are some upcoming events that you can participate in to increase your motivation, to increase your belief, and to reignite your why, which is our whole theme for October. Super Saturday is this weekend. Okay, if you don't know what Super Saturday is, it's a quarterly event hosted by Beachbody in local cities around you. So what you can do is you can go to teambeachbody.com, go to your Coach Online office, go to events, and then find Super Saturday. Type in your city or your zip code, and you'll be able to locate the actual Super Saturday closest to you. It might be hosted in a bigger event like a hotel, or it might be hosted at somebody's house. But I challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. And I know. The introvert in you is probably thinking, I can't go. I'm not going to go by myself. Cool. Bring somebody. Bring a friend who might not be a coach. Maybe at the end of the Super Saturday, they're going to want to be a coach. Bring your mom. Bring your friend. Bring one of your teammates. Sign somebody up as a coach and then bring them. Super Saturday is very important because it creates the motivation, belief, and why. You learn stories. It's face-to-face. Guys, the live experiences breathe life into you. It is so effective. Also, some additional examples of live experiences. Narrow Conference. I've talked about that for several months now. It's something that I'm going to this weekend, and I'm very excited. Moxie Retreat. I decided to host a Star Diamond Retreat, and also my personally sponsored leaders. I'm hosting that at my house in November. Any kind of local holiday coach parties that your upline might be planning that you could plan for your team. The Success Club Cruise that's coming up in March. We are planning a spring team event and also summit in Indianapolis next July. These are just some ideas and examples of live experiences that I want you to consider. Think to yourself, am I going to show up and have a great time? I probably will. So it's worth you carving out these times. It's worth you carving out what you can to show up and to refuel yourself, because sometimes you got to repair. Sometimes you got to fill up. That's why I love the fact that we have these Moxie Mondays back-to-back calls, because you could join both of them or one of them. But I hope that by listening and participating and seeing facial expressions and seeing a human behind all this coach stuff, that you realize this is real life stuff. This is real life. In the month of October, I have had one theme to reignite your why, but each week I have a little challenge for you. So the October 1st challenge was to share your why, and that's the same challenge I have every week. I want you to go live in our team page and share your why. Several of you have. Thank you, Aaron, Ashley, Chelsea, Ruth, Danny, Julia, Danielle, and Chrissy. Thank you guys so much for stepping up, being leaders in that way. Last week, I challenged you guys to complete the coach checklist survey and to post your results in the comment, the one that you had to do like the yes and no, and you had to count, how many yeses you had. I feel like that was very eye-opening. A lot of people participated. So thank you, Ruth, Marcia, Zen, Laura, Kathleen, Courtney, Katie, Trisha, Deborah, Danny, and Chelsea. Obviously, you guys can read your names, but I want to make sure you hear them, because hearing your name makes you happy, and I want to make you happy. This week, my challenge to you this week is something vulnerable, because community is created through being willing to be vulnerable. And in order to grow, we have to know, where are you? Are you present with us? Are you present in your own life? Are you feeling like your brain is just a pile of mush? We're all there. I totally get it. How about our mushy brains can come together in our Team Moxie page and just laugh together and to joke around and say, look, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with this business, but I got goals, and so I'm going to send one invite and then go to bed. Tomorrow I'm going to send 2 more. I'm going to go to bed. Let's just be life. Let's just do life together. Let's just be friends in real life, even virtually. My encouragement. I'm willing to be vulnerable and receive this, and I want you to be honest in delivering it. I want to grow. I'm not going to face low team call attendance. I'm not going to face lower active engagement on our Moxie page without being willing to be better. I want to be better as a leader. I want you to feel better as a leader. I want you to feel equipped and ready and know what you need to do to create your own team culture and your own team page as you grow. So comment on the team page on a scale from 1 to 10. How connected do you feel? So some of that might be on your own doing, and truly some of it might be on our doing. Maybe we haven't reached out as frequently. Maybe we haven't really got down to the nitty-gritty and saying, hey, you know, how is life going? And we're pushing these Success Club goals at you. We're pushing these 500 PV goals at you. And we're always talking about rank, and we're always talking about inviting. But how are you as a person? Like, where do we need to help you as a person get to the next level? Are you fighting through some dark thoughts? Are you fighting through your own fitness journey? You haven't even conquered that yet. Are you fighting through like financial problems? So you need to, you know, try not to be swallowed by that heaviness right now. Where are you, and how can we help you? Because I want you to become a better person. And as you grow as a person, you're going to be able to serve your family more. You're going to be able to serve other people more. You're going to be able to serve your purpose more. And I want you to thrive in all areas of your life, ladies. I really do. So this is a chance for you to be vulnerable and real. It is a safe place. I hope that Moxie is a safe place for you. And in order for us to get better, we need to know what our team health is. So I'm going to post this graphic in Moxie, and I want you to be real. I want you to watch this, which if you hear me, you have. And I want you to comment below on a scale from 1 to 10, how connected do you feel? And you don't have to get deeper than that. You don't have to say because blank, or I know it's on me, or I don't feel connected because I don't have an upline that currently works anymore. Like, you don't have to elaborate. You don't have to call anybody out. I just want to know this number, because then I might reach out to you one-on-one. I might kind of see what's going on. I just want to get a measurement of, hey, where are you at? Are you with me? What do you need from me? Because in order to create a culture of belonging and growth, which I want to create a culture of growth and thriving and something that feels exciting to grow in, to cultivate this soil in Moxie a bit more for this fourth quarter, we have to have these tough conversations. Does that make sense? So the power of events means a lot to me, because live experiences really creates that belonging. And I want people to feel like they belong to something bigger than themselves, because that's what's been happening with Moxie for years now. For years, we've had hundreds of customers come out of Moxie saying, I feel more confident. I feel better about myself, and my family has changed, and I developed healthier habits. And then some people out of Moxie have now turned what started as a part-time coaching thing into their full-time thing. Some people were able to quit their job. Some people were able to pay off debt. Some people have stories where they were able to, I just love the real life stuff that's happening when people connect and they commit and they see the results from their hard work. Chelsea is an example. She just paid off her cars, okay? She also came home from work. And I know that me personally coming home from work was life-changing. Yeah! I know that other people have desires to, get kind of back on their feet financially. And I know other people have goals of losing the weight and feeling good about themselves again. This is a gift that we have that we can pass on to other people. And the power of events can initiate that and can cultivate that. It's very important to me. So are you guys willing to take this challenge for this week and encourage your team to answer honestly for this scale? I'm willing to get whatever honest answers we need to continue to improve the health of our team, which is very strong and healthy right now, but I'm not satisfied until I know that people feel connected, safe, thriving, and that they can plug into this community to get better in all areas. Sweet. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna stop the recording. Thank you for showing up for Moxie Monday. Go to our team page.